Hey everybody, Robert from Black Belt Gaming. Thank you for the input on my last video. There were a couple of things I missed that I should be able to correct here, so I really appreciate all the advice and tips. Let's continue with Warhammer Quest, the adventure card game. We're heading into the next round. One of the things I definitely didn't see at all was right up here at the top of the scenario or quest card. It says after Grump is defeated and he's going to flee and the party tracks him, so you place his card back into the Nemesis lair and you get 4 progress tokens to your current location. We're just going to move past that. I missed that point. So definitely something for me to keep in mind in the future, and for any of you that may be playing this for the first time. The second point that was pretty important here that I missed was processing the end of location phase, and evidently you do this at the end of the location phase even when there is a new location placed, and that's what I wasn't sure about. I knew I would be going through this in future turns, but I wasn't sure that I needed to go through it when the location was brand new. But evidently I do need to do this. So what I need to do is, we've already spawned one enemy in the shadows, but we have no progress tokens because this is a new location. So we're going to need to spawn one more. So as I move up here to the shadows, those bats followed us. We're going to need to bring in one more enemy into the shadows before we get started here. Alright, I think this is now round 5. We are heading into the winding tunnels, and we're going to pick things up with the first player, which is the warrior priest. Well, there he is. He's got about 10 hit points of damage on him, so that leaves him with 15. He has one rat swarm currently engaged with him, and he is the first player, so let's choose his action this turn. Alright, I think I'm going to jump in with an attack here, the Righteous Fury. So what we're going to do, it says that we can engage one enemy. We've already got one here. Why don't we pull over from the Waywatcher? Why don't we pull over this Knight Goblin Archer? We'll engage that one as well. Then it says we can attack. We need to use 2 white dice. Before this action, we may exhaust another action card to target one additional enemy. Why don't we do that? Let's exhaust this aid. So now we're going to be targeting both the Goblin Archer and the Rat Swarm. Now, it says that we do get to apply 1 additional success to this attack. So let's go ahead and put that on there. We're rolling 2 white and 2 black. And let's see how this works. Well, we've got this Nemesis. That means 2 wounds. 2 wounds are distributed to the party. We've got 1 attack here. The attack, I'm trying to remember in which order these are going to attack us. And let me refer back to the rules. I'm just a little rusty. I have found it difficult recently to play through this in one sitting, so let me review and see which one of these, the Goblin Archer or the Rat Swarm, would attack. Now, just looking at the damage inflicted here, I tend to think it's going to be this Goblin Archer, but let's see. Alright, just double checked. It should be the enemy with the highest attack value. And I was correct. It is the Goblin Knight Archer. So if we look at the dice, we've got an attack from that Archer that does 3 damage, and we've blocked 2 damage. So that's going to be 1 point of damage to our Warrior Priest. We still have this one over here, which inflicts 2 wounds to the party, and I don't believe that they can be blocked. So we are in trouble there. We're going to need to distribute 2 wounds. How about 1 wound apiece? So I'm going to go ahead and take this one and put it on the warrior priest, and I'll take another one and put it on the Waywatcher. So that gets rid of that one. We've resolved the shields. We'll go ahead and put this wound on the warrior priest. 1 success plus an additional success from the token. 2 damage. Let's take a look and see how we may want to divide this up. We're fighting 2 elites here, so it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get rid of either one of these things. I think the goblin archer is the more dangerous foe. He definitely does more damage. So let's put 2 damage on the goblin archer. As I look over here at the Waywatcher, I see this empowered card. I don't know that we've used that yet, so maybe I'll want to go ahead and do that. It is the Waywatcher's turn. Let's see what she's going to do. You know, I think I want to try something I haven't done before. I don't think I've done this yet in my playthrough. This is called Shadow Watch, and it's an aid action. Why don't we try this out? We need to roll 2 white dice. Let's start with that. I think any successes that are rolled are going to result in success tokens that can be placed on the warrior priest's card. We just rolled 2 successes there. We are empowered, so we should add another one. So that should be 3 success tokens. I did a little reading, and evidently each action card can contain up to a maximum of 2 of these tokens. So the warrior priest can put 2 of them on one card and 1 on another. Let's let him choose. Now, it didn't seem to tell me that that it had to be a fresh card. It could be, I think, an exhausted card. So why don't we put 2 of these successes on his attack, and Battle Prayers is one of his best cards. So why don't we put 1 of those on that one? We definitely use that one a lot, as well as attack. So those are the 2 cards I use the most. We'll go like that. Alright, continuing with the flow of the card here. The target hero may ready 1 action. Why don't we ready our warrior priest's attack action? We'll get that one ready again. Then what's next? It says you may choose 1 enemy engaged with the hero and suffer 1 wound. I like that. That's going to allow us, I think here, to eliminate the goblin archer. So 1 more point of damage is going to total 3. That's going to kill this guy. So that's good news. Anything else? I think that's it. And because we were empowered, we don't have to exhaust Shadow Watch. So there you have it. Okay, we're back to the warrior priest. 1 action exhausted here. I would say, I know we need to explore. I might leave that for the Waywatcher. Why don't we let our priest attack again, since we have these success tokens ready to go. So we may engage 1 enemy. Let's do that. I wonder if we should pull someone down from the shadows. I think we can do this, right? Can't we pull one of these guys down from the shadows? It says we may engage an enemy. I think when we do this, we do flip them over. So we've got basically more rats. So we've got our Not sure where that glare, I think that glare is coming from up ahead. We've got our rat swarm here and another rat swarm. One is elite and one is regular. Those are going to be our two targets. We can exhaust a card. I think I'm going to exhaust this exploration card. And that's going to let us target both of the rats and get +1 success to this roll. Now, this doesn't go against the limit, I don't think. So let's go ahead and just put it on here, because this is coming from a different source. And let's see what kind of roll we get. We needed to attack with 2 white dice, and we have 2 black dice. We're targeting both of these. So we've got 2 successes, 1 successful attack from the rats, plus another 3. So 5 successes and 1 attack from the enemy. So let's looks like the attack value is the same for both of these. So since we didn't roll any shields, we have to take another point of damage to the warrior priest. We have 5 successes, and we can put this on these enemies here. So let's take 3 of those successes, and no, let's take 4 of those successes and kill this elite rat swarm. And let's take 1 remaining one and damage the other rat swarm. So there we have it. The success tokens are coming off the attack card, and we'll put those to the side. And then we'll have to exhaust Righteous Fury. So how's our damage looking here? We've got 3, I think we've got 12, 13 damage. He's hurting. But he's killing some opponents, so that's good. Let's head back over to the Waywatcher for her final activation. Alright, she currently has no enemies engaged. I think what we want to do, so that we don't keep spawning enemies, is try some exploration here. Let's use Orion's Hunt. We get to explore with 2 white dice. We do not need to worry about enemy dice at this point. Just 1 success, not as good as I had hoped. So we just put, I think, 1 counter here on our winding tunnels. And then what else do we do? Draw and resolve 1 dungeon card. And what do we have? A Forbidden Tome. You may discard this card after a hero's activation and suffer 2 wounds to add 3 progress to the location. That's interesting. Alright, we'll keep going along. You may exhaust 1 non-Nemesis enemy in the shadows. Well, these bats are not doing that much damage. I just don't know what this is. So let's exhaust this unknown guy. I don't think that causes him to flip and become face up. So I think that is that. Let's take a look at her wounds and see if this is something we want to do. We're going to need to discard 2 progress from the location in order to avoid another spawn. Suffer 2 wounds. How many wounds has she taken now? We got 3 ones here. Let's just flip that over. So 10 total. That's going to take her to 12. I guess we'll go ahead and do this. We're going to use this Forbidden Tome to drop down 2 more wounds on the Waywatcher. It is the end of her activation. We can add 3 progress tokens to the current location, and then I think we discard Yeah, we discard this card. So 3. Let's change that out with the 1 that we have on there right now. And, or is that in addition to? We already had 1 on there. So it'll go like that, I guess, with the 1 that we explored. So that's going to end it for the Waywatcher's second activation, and we need to exhaust the Explore card. And I think that brings an end to the hero's activations. Well, we're ready for the enemy phase. As the first player, our warrior priest is going to get attacked by the rat swarm. They advance, which I think means if they were in the shadows, they would move in to engage. And then they inflict 1 damage. So that's his first enemy activation. We need to go over to the Waywatcher next. That means we're taking something out of the shadows here. And before I do that, I need to follow proper procedure here and exhaust this rat swarm. Let's pick another creature here to activate. Why don't we go, I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll exhaust the giant bat and inflict a point of damage on the Waywatcher. So didn't we have, we already had 2 1s, a third one. Let's just flip 1 over and take it like that. So she's had her enemy activated. Then we have the giant bat up in the shadows. He's going to activate and inflict a point of damage on our warrior priest. So 2 wounds, turn that over to a total of 3. They're stacking up. That's 15. 10 left for the warrior priest. And then we would normally have this one, but it was exhausted due to a previous activation, so that doesn't do anything. And now I guess we just fix everybody, get them upright again. And we move now to the location phase. Well, here we are, location phase. At the end of the location phase, the party leader may discard 2 progress tokens. And if we don't, we need another enemy in the shadows, and we don't want that. We're really hurting right now. So that would take us from 4 down to 2. And I think that ends that, and we're ready for the peril phase, and I think we're headed for some more bad news. It looks like we've hit the blue. I've kind of kept the promise to myself and haven't read what happens here. It looks like Grump says, "I warned you." Grump leaps from the darkness, his blade flashing. "Ain't nothing for you here." Spawn odious Grump. So he comes back. If he is already in play, he recovers all damage. Regardless, he activates and readies. So he activates. Well, that's not good news here. Odious Grump. He is an enemy that spawns and activates. So let me think about what we do. It says he activates and readies. So where does he go again? Spawn him. So does he spawn again in the shadows? Is that what he does? Let's see. Well, you guys can correct me if I get this wrong. Spawning odious Grump, I'm assuming he spawns and engages with the first, you know, the active hero, the one that's the first, you know, first player. So I'm assuming he's going to go down here, and then he's going to inflict 2 damage on the warrior priest. Let me know if I'm screwing this up. But I think that's 2 more damage on the warrior priest. And then after that, remember I played prey incorrectly before. He's going to engage the hero with the most wounds. And that may be the warrior priest. He's got 15, 17. And that one has 13. So definitely the warrior priest has the most blood on him. So I think Odious Grump stays there. And I think that's it. Let me know if I goofed up. I'll certainly do my best to fix it, or if it's not that significant, we'll just move on. A few little things here and there that I'm getting used to, but overall I think it's going all right. Once again, appreciate you watching, everybody, and thanks for all the help. And I will catch you for some more Warhammer quests soon. I've got a few days off here, so I should be able to film very soon. Thanks, everybody.